Hi friends, another Starry back to Eden garden moment. I want to show you something. This is going to be really interesting because this is my back to Eden garden. It's just getting started. And as we pan over here, this is the other space that the other people are going to be planting in. Now, I wish I would have had this on video. This garden spot, this plot, was overtaken 3 times with grass. 3 times. Just 3 days ago, they worked this plot of land, this little garden plot, to get all the weeds out, and it was beautiful. And now look, within a couple days, what it looks like. You see that? Now, do you want to toil and labor in a garden like this? Because you know, even when you plant, what's going to happen is it will be overtaken with weeds if you don't keep on top of it. What's the worst part of gardening? The weeds. And that's why years ago, when we decided to go off-grid, we chose the Back to Eden method. And it is because one of the big reasons is the weeding. The weeding. I don't want to spend my life in a garden weeding. I just don't. I love gardening, but I don't like it that much. I mean, truly, I like to have time to myself to do other things. And one of them is not pulling weeds. It's torturous. The Back to Eden garden with the wood chip method actually eliminates, I'd say 90%. Now, here's the key. Here's the key. Here's the secret. Here's the secret. The number one secret is getting a layer on there that is thick enough. Now, right now, you can see I have beds that are just being started, and I have the pine needles on there. You've seen this before. But in the middle, I have a lot of wood chips here. Now, I have sometimes I have little pet peeves, just a little pet peeves. And one of my pet peeves is when there are videos out there that are boo-hooing the Back to Eden method and saying, it's a lie, they're making it up, you still have to weed. And then I look at their example of a garden and they have 1 inch of wood chips, maybe 2 inches. And sometimes they don't even have the right type of wood chips. They've got garden chips from the garden center, or they have sawdust, or they just, oh, and you know, I can't address every video out there, but what I can do is give you guys the right information so that you'll have success in your Back to Eden garden. And I'm telling you, when you have at least 4 inches, and you want up to 6 to 7 inches, okay, that's what you want, you will eliminate 90% of your weeding. 90%. And then the beauty of the elimination of the weeds is that if you do have weeds, they're really easy to pull out. I mean, they just pull out. So literally, if you have the right amount of wood chips on, when you do encounter any type of weed, you know, this isn't a super thick layer like the dirt. I just want to show you where the dirt is. So I've only got about 3 inches here, but here's a weed, and you see how easy it just pulls out. You see that, right? You get that, right? And so they just pull, you know, they pull out just like that. So there isn't, and this is only 3 inches. And of course, with 3 inches, you're going to have some weeds coming through, but it's not going to end up like this within days, because without any covering, that is going to be your garden, as opposed to something like this. All right, my friends, I'm so happy that you could join me in my new Back to Eden garden, and I'm sharing the experience with all of you. If you have any questions or you need some videos on certain aspects or things that deal with the Back to Eden garden, let me know, okay? And we'll make it happen. All right, God bless, my friends.